Oh, we're just gonna wing this one. Just touching base on this guy here. As you can see, pretty much all the detail on this reference Sherman tank is done. See how it's in panel form. Oh my god, it must be about 3.5 feet, as I said before. But most of the detailing had been put in. I did some rushing in on it the other night because I started realizing, even though it's referenced in that and I'm looking for the detail, it is in fact, to be shrunken down as a comic book image. So why not start getting heavy with those blacks, right, and putting them in and stop. See, my neck was just about, in a sling from going back to the reference, looking for the detail, especially in these areas here and stuff, right? But no, I just said fuck that. And anyway, and started blocking in the blacks. Like this, the actual size of this is going to go somewhere behind cap here. You know what I mean? So there's really no point in, going too detailed, as the size is going to be, oh my god, I can't imagine. It's, probably a 16th of that actual size. There's still some more stuff to be done in here. This section here needs to be finished, right? And the red ink that you see on the fine liner, that's where the images were actually referenced. This is this size is like 400 up, you understand? So each panel was spliced together with Scotch tape when I got the reference off the screen of my laptop, right? So the black ink is the second stage of the line work, if you know what I mean, right? You're going over that stuff. A lot of the stuff that will be left over will be whited out once it's perfected. But that perfection, there was the question of how far did you want to go with it, right? So, anyhow, what initially triggered the the inspiration or influence was a gentleman posted up a look at Gray Morrow's artwork, and he was looking at some of the romance comics of the late 60s and early 70s. And yeah, it was Gray Morrow, and there was a referenced image in, I think it's called My Love 14, page 2, where you open up, he's on a motorcycle with his girlfriend, and in the back behind him you see all these referenced cars. To me, they simply look like photographs that were photocopied and that were simply inked over for that process, right? And I thought, well, damn, they just look like photographs. Like, it looked cool and all that, but I'm thinking, I dig Morrow's idea for referencing. Like, he was one of the best. But I'm thinking, how far do you want to take it? Do you want them to look like photographs, really? Or do you want them to be your drawings, right? So that's the thing, as if anyone's noticed, a lot of the work I've pulled up from the slush piles, that's non-referenced projects and stuff. So I don't do it, but I've been mentioning over the past few months about tapping into the idea of referencing, and perhaps I'll get a light board too. It's kind of fun, but I'll tell you, it's a lot of work, and it's like I've heard it said before, even Ralph Bakshi was saying that sometimes you're better off just redrawing everything rather than trying to reference someone else's work or that sort of thing. And I guess that's really true, because this has been laborsome. I left this alone for a long time and I decided to come back to it. But anyway, as you can see, most of the detail work is right here in this section, and most of that's done. I want to put some more heavy blacks in, I suppose, around some of the tracks and stuff. I want to detail these up, and I'm not quite happy with this section here, this portion here. Not so good. Because it's supposed to look kind of angular here, and it looks rounded, and actually my reference, it looks rounded too, so I want to change it, angle it off here. I don't know if I'll soften up the blacks here or not. I don't know if it's necessary. Whatever, just want to get it done. But yeah, some may look at that old Gray Morrow stuff, that particular panel I mentioned, and say, well, what the hell's that got to do with a tank? And the point is, no, it's just the inspiration of the idea of referencing that triggered it. Whatever it was, whatever kind of vehicle it was. So I just thought I'd, touch back with that and say, yeah, it's moving along. I want to finish it up, and the final process will be putting some perhaps Bristol board sections behind this, matting it to it, and cutting them into the squares, right? So that they're manageable on a photocopier, so I can shrink them down to the size I need for this boy here, right? For the background there. For the background behind Cap there. That's the idea. I want to put some other stuff up in the front and stuff. I don't know. I might extend this page and draw some more. I don't know. I really like that figure. But anyway. Yeah, so there you have it. And I'll probably have to shrink it down. Like I'm thinking like a 16th, right? In order to fit into those smaller papers. Because this, I'm telling you, well, this board is 4 foot long, right? So you're looking at an image that's about 3.5 feet, you know, from the tip of the gun barrel here, right, all the way down to the back track here. So I don't know. I'm getting sick of looking at it, and pretty much all the hard work's done. I just got to finish her off.